I told myself I wasn't going to make any more COVID videos until something significant happens. That time has come. Like many people, I was frightened in the beginning. The entire world was dealing with this crisis. We were told it would only be a few weeks of lockdown until the curve has been flattened. We were told that hospitals were overcrowded. This, of course, all depends on where you live. Yet one day, while waiting in line at the grocery store, the man in front of me, who claimed to be a nurse, said to not believe the hysteria. Only a small handful of people were in the hospital. It was just the elderly, or people with underlying health issues. Sometime after phase 2 of reopening, many people, including myself, began to grow suspicious. The numbers were confusing. Things weren't adding up. The rules of lockdown and social distancing became very inconsistent. This became very apparent when the Black Lives Matter protests began to take over. I fully support people's right to protest, even if I don't entirely agree with them. However, after dark, it seems that's when the violence begins to start. Looting, burning buildings, and tearing down statues is not the answer. Martin Luther King had very strong ethics when it came to peaceful protesting.
To violence, to fear, is violence, and vice versa, then I would say fight. But it isn't the only alternative. And that is one point that Gandhi was trying to bring out. It seems to me that there are three ways that oppressed people can deal with their oppression.
What are they, Dr. King?
Well, one is to rise up in open violence, in physical violence. And some persons have used that method, persons who have been oppressed. But I think the danger of that method is its futility. I feel that violence creates many more social problems than it solves.
He is rolling in his grave right now. One more thing that has really opened my eyes to this hypocrisy is mail-in voting. I'm not here to spew out conspiracies, just point out some common sense. If a vast majority of people are healthy enough to go out, protest in person, and therefore put themselves at risk, it stands to reason that these same people should be willing to reopen their business and get back to work. The media has made us hysterical, and the recent yet retracted report from the CDC has us once again very skeptical and to a boiling point. It's said that roughly 6% of those who died having COVID-19, the virus was only cause mentioned as the cause of death. The top contributors or underlying medical conditions in a COVID-19 death include influenza and pneumonia, respiratory failure, hypertensive disease, diabetes, vascular and unspecified dementia, cardiac arrest, heart failure, renal failure, intentional and unintentional injury, poisoning, and other adverse events. Dr. Fauci recently came out with a statement that supposedly debunks all this. I am not entirely convinced. If you really take a look at his statements, it mirrors the current rumors and also confirms what people have suspected all along. People who are older are at a greater risk for serious illness and possibly death from COVID-19. 8 out of 10 COVID-19 deaths reported in the United States are people over 65 years old. The risk is also higher for anyone at any age with underlying health conditions. According to the CDC report, thousands of people of all ages with diabetes and hypertension, among other diseases, have died from COVID-19. The coronavirus poses a greater risk to those with underlying health conditions such as diabetes and significant obesity, which are seen in every age group. I don't deny that this virus exists or that it isn't contagious, yet it has become clear that it isn't as bad as the media makes it out to be. It has become completely politicized. If people are healthy and willing to take a risk to go out and protest, then there's no reason why lockdown should continue or that our economy has to suffer. Anyways, I'd love to know what you all think. Hopefully you are all well, enjoying the last few days of summer, and I'll catch you later in the next video. Bye!